Hello and welcome to another Overlord lore video, and today I am going to do a bit of speculation about the Adamantite adventurer team of Blue Roses, and spoiler alert, whether or not they will return somewhere in the future of the series. But before we are going to do so, let me thank my Patreons for supporting this channel, as well as all users of the YouTube thanks function who made one-time donations. Thanks guys. Now with that said, let's get into the basic theory. After the end of Volume 14, Evileye, the rest of Blue Roses, and albeit by force, Lakyus had been teleported to safety, supposedly into the former home kingdom of Evileye. And while I have made a video explaining whether or not Evileye might return already, there is an entirely different argument to make about Blue Roses in general. Because Lakyus, as mentioned before, wanted to literally die side by side with her supposed friend, the Golden Princess Renna. But she was literally the only one expressing this explicit death wish. That's why Evileye and the rest of the team beat her up, poisoned her, and put her on a mind control, so that she will head out with them. And she was also the only one not in her armor during the meeting with Renna. Otherwise, the travel would have been far too risky, since during the multiple stops between the teleportations, infighting could have a negative effect on their stealth level, to say the absolute least. And getting unwanted attention of the Sorcerer King was literally the only thing they tried to avoid at that time. But after they supposedly have arrived in Evileye's destroyed home, Lakyus would of course realize that she hadn't left willingly. And here's the very first reason why Lakyus might want to return as soon as possible. To save Renna, whom she still believes is a smart, good-hearted, but incredible naive princess. And this in and of itself could be enough to motivate Lakyus to return to the now destroyed kingdom of Evileye. Whether alone or not would depend on how bad the rest of the adventurer team would feel about her, and how much Lakyus would be able to convince the team that Climb, or rather Brain Anglaus, was able to make an escape, perhaps abducting the Golden Princess in a similar manner Blue Roses have abducted Lakyus. So even if days, weeks or months have passed, Lakyus might have a compelling reason to return to the kingdom of Evileye, only to then find it in ruins, which might be the point where her and her team will leave the entire known world for good, or join one of the other nations in an effort to avenge her best friend Renna. At that point, the Blue Roses might either join up with the Arkland Council State, the city-state alliance of Karnasus, or they might try to reunite with Iangia by recruiting the third twin sister of Tia and Tina. And by the way, I hope that happens. And I'm also hoping that they will actually refer to the third twin sister as literally the third twin sister. Maybe just by letting us know about Einsulgon's inner thoughts and feelings. It would be funny. Or, and this would be the most interesting if unlikely option, that Lakyus would join the Theocracy, like so many other adventurers have already done. And this didn't have to happen out of conviction, but it could be more of a alliance of convenience. And the relationship with the Black Scripture is strained at best, but after seeing the destruction the undead had caused firsthand, and seeing that the Theocracy needs every single ally, especially if they are Adamantite ranked adventurers, the higher-ups of the Theocracy might overlook this rather unpleasant first impression, especially because it hadn't been Blue Roses who insulted Rufus. Or they might pursue an alliance with Iangia in order to get cozy with the owner of the biggest internetwork in the entire part of the known world. But with Renna being in the safest spot in the entirety of the known world, and with Climb being somewhere in Renna most of the time, the Golden, well, now she's the Dark Princess, would have little reason to leave. And I doubt that Nezarick wanted to risk someone as smart as Albedo or Demiurge. But on the other hand, a casual shopping trip in Irantel could be part of her relationship thing going on. So there's a chance that Blue Roses and Renna would meet again. And remember, the Sorcerer Kingdom isn't hostile to Blue Roses per se, and likely they will just see them as another great addition to the now state-owned Adventurer Guild. So while the chances are slim, there is a chance that both would meet up, and what will happen then, I have literally no clue, to be totally honest. So basically Lakyus returning on an ill-conceived quest for rescue of Renna, or at least revenge, could be happening. And she could also travel under the guise of a courier, if you know what I mean. Now the second option is that Evileye wants to return to save Momon, and Lakyus is actually the one that is then dragged along, which I already have covered, link to the video in the description. And the third option is that Blue Roses in its entirety might return as a sort of rogue adventurer team, or as a former adventurer team. And seeing that the Adventurer Guild already ceased to exist in the Kingdom, in the Empire, and is state-owned in the Sorcerer Kingdom, an adventurer team trying to build a grand alliance between all living beings against the undead that killed the Golden Princess could become a powerful motivation, and one that the normally demi-human and heteromorph-hating Adventurer Guild wouldn't be able to prevent at this point. In that case, Blue Roses might go into the city-state alliance of Karnasus and try to gain influence there. And since they are all adamantite adventurers, they perhaps might come up with a plan to draw attention to their cause, the same way the Sorcerer King recruited adventurers, by doing something spectacular in an amphitheatrum. And with the City-State Alliance own version of the Olympic Games basically commencing soon, Blue Roses might choose to participate, if possible. With enough attention gained, they then will try to unify not only Karnasus against the common enemy of the Sorcerer Kingdom, but also every living, breathing being in order to stop the Sorcerer King for good. So while Blue Roses are most likely gone, and the story has ended, somewhere in a kingdom far, far away, there's a potential reason, or rather multiple reasons, why Blue Roses might actually return. And I personally hope that we will see them again, especially because fleeing to nowhere is a rather underwhelming ending for some of the most popular characters ever. And with that said, I say thank you very much for watching, and special thanks to Bad Guy Yi, Ben C, Chrissy, Crowley0221, Sia, Death is Mercy, Deathless Dragonlord, Dystopia II, Feral Shivan, Guy with That Hat, Hector Marino, Hoss, Huster, Jacob G, Jana B, Jason, Chromius, Legendarius, Lelouch Britannia with a Mustache, Lexus Fox, Lord Nishikian Rai, Lord Touch Me, Merovec, Mr. Shoes, Mr. Tweaker, Michael R, Michael Y, O'Kill, Overlord General Gasper, Paddy Pantom, Personage, Primus 11, Shadow Lightning Wolf, Shrine Keeper, Texas Deer, The Orc War Boss, Rocket Smasher, T.E. Wang, Vash Hawkeye, Vegito 27, Venture Fanatic, Wilhelm, and Zonegon. Thanks guys. Anyway, have a nice day, and I hope to see you all again soon under my next video.